Hello my friend, welcome back to my channel. This is Miss May. On my channel I do a variety of lifestyle videos and cooking videos. In today's video I want to show you how to make Siu Mai, or in Mandarin it's called Shao Mai. Or Shao Mai is a very traditional yet popular item in Chinese dim sum, and since we actually don't have a dim sum restaurant in our city, it's important for some of us to learn how to make dim sum at home. So today's video I want to show you how to make Siu Mai or Shao Mai, and it's actually easier than you thought. Without further ado, let's dive into today's video. For the pork and shrimp Siu Mai, one of the key ingredients is the shrimp. So I highly advise you to get a raw shrimp, because then it's easier to make the filling with the raw shrimp compared to cooked shrimp, because cooked shrimp, they won't actually get together as a meatball with the pork. So if you want them to mix them up all together, highly recommend use the raw shrimp. So if you get the frozen shrimps, you know, like the red ones are usually cooked, but there's like grayish looking ones are raw. So get the raw shrimp. You want to cut the shrimp into chunks. The chunks should be big enough that you can feel the meatiness of the shrimp, but it should be small enough that it will just get into a meatball with the pork. Yay, we're gonna make the stuffings for shrimp Siu Mai. This is the shrimp got in there, and then we need some ground pork. And if you have food restrictions, you don't have to put pork, you can put chicken. Actually, chicken Siu Mai is a real thing and it tastes really good. But just to know that if you use chicken, put a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil in there, because chicken is a little bit more dry than pork. And I would recommend you to use the 80-20 for the ground pork, but since our friend likes 90-10, so today we're just making it a little bit leaner, but usually 80-20 is better. So chicken or pork, meat of your choice. Okay, and then we're gonna mix them. And mix them really nicely. So the shrimp to pork ratio should be kind of like half to half. But if you like shrimp more, put more shrimp. If you like meat more, put more meat. Like chicken or pork, both will work. You can tell this is super lean. To season it, we're gonna put a little bit of soy sauce. Generally, I brown it. Put a little bit of sesame oil. And of course, our secret sauce is the Kikkoman oyster sauce. I'll link all of the ingredients down below in the description box. You can get this from the local Chinese store, the Asian stores, or you can get it from Amazon. I'll link it down below. A lot of the oyster sauce, like a lot of times I actually don't put salt, because you know all of these sauces are already salted. And we're gonna put a little bit of chicken broth. So there's like different like chicken flavor or whatever. Most of the chicken flavor, like in the yellow box, has MSG, which is not healthy. But I found this one, it has like chicken broth or broth based in seasoning, chicken flavored. That doesn't have MSG. It has like chicken blend with chicken fat and cooked chicken, and chicken broth, onion powder, garlic powder. So this one is actually the one to go because it doesn't have MSG in there. Just give it a little bit of the chicken flavor. Okay, that's enough, because this all have salt in there, so I don't put salt. And then we're gonna put a little bit of sugar in there. Not too much, but sugar really brings out the chicken flavor, and it also brings out the shrimp flavor as well. So again, chicken is totally fine. Just put extra olive oil, avocado oil, so it's not dry. This is like a little bit dry because the pork is kind of lean, so I'm actually put a little bit of avocado oil in there. And then this is kind of important. You can use any types of starch. So I got cornstarch here just because it's safe, but I also bought some tapioca starch. Like if you want to avoid cornstarch, maybe you can use tapioca starch or potato starch. But the starch will really help the stuffing to stick together, but not too much, or else you're not really eating them. A little bit of pepper. You can use black pepper or white pepper. I think white pepper actually tastes a little bit better, but we have access to black pepper very easily. It's more common. And we're gonna put a little bit of baking soda. This is not necessary. It's mainly to preserve the color when we cook the shrimp. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. Just put a little bit of that and mix it up. Put a little bit more sesame oil. Then we're gonna put a little bit of carrots to add a little bit of more sweetness and texture. And you can also use the carrots at the top to add a little bit of orange color. Ooh, it starts to smell really good. Like, it starts to smell like the real deal from dim sum restaurants. I may want to put a little bit more oyster sauce, just so that it's enough flavor. Just a very little bit, because I actually add a little bit more meat. Just don't put too much seasoning, because you can always make dumpling sauce afterwards, but if it's too salty, it's hard to bring it back. So I always like it to be under seasoned than over seasoned. Man, look how good it looks. It smells so good. Maybe a little bit of onions. Okay, the Siu Mai stuffing is done. Success. All right, now we're gonna make Siu Mai. I actually bought some Siu Mai wraps. You don't have to buy the Siu Mai wraps. You can actually use the round wonton wraps, and then at the top you can just cut up the edges, and it actually just works. It's basically exactly the same thing. Not much difference, a little difference, but since we found the Siu Mai wraps, we might as well just do the professional ones. The Siu Mai wraps are in a circle. That's why if you use the wonton wraps, which is in square, you may actually like look a little bit different. And then you just need to cut up the edges. So the Siu Mai wraps are actually really thin. Take a look right here. So what we're gonna do is put it on top of your hands. And your Siu Mai stuffings. And you start to basically use your fingers to do like this, to do like a little type of like, let it just sit on top. And then you just put more stuffings in there. So it's not like a one-time thing until it fills all the way up. Kind of looks like this. And if you have like a spoon, a fork, put it on top of this thing, and it would just look like this. So you may use a little bit of water at the bottom just to make sure it's like all good like this. Just use your fingertips to create a waistline, and it kind of just looks like this. See, perfect. And the water will help the wrap to stay put. And just ready to go. Siumai! And we steam them at the end. The little wrapper on top of your hand, you get some stuff in the middle. Don't put too much at the beginning. So just like enough for it to have like a little base. So how you do it is that you use your fingers to create a little mold, and you fold it. You basically let it fold at the top, at the bottom, and like this. And then you put a little bit at the top. So it's kind of like in this shape.
You have a smaller spoon?
Yeah, it's in the drawer.
I think a smaller spoon would do me.
So at the end, you may use the water to let the wrappers, to help the wrappers to stick together. And then use the spoon at the top to press it down, to really press it down. So it becomes like this kind of thing.
Oh my god.
There is your siumai with a little shrimp on top.
This one makes me think more of a hat than this one.
Yeah. Top, you just use spoon to make it a little flatter. And you can use the spoon to get excess stuff out if you need to. And then use the other hand at the bottom to create this like flat line. And then use a little bit of water at the side to make it kind of stick together. And you always want a big giant shrimp on top because like it looks better.
Okay.
And one of the house hack that I use is that I use the coffee filter on top of the steamer, so my siumai doesn't get stuck. Okay, so we're gonna put the lid and steam for about 7 to 10 minutes. We have to keep an eye on this. Once it turns color and all cooked, we should be able to ready to go. Alright, you guys, it seems like it's pretty much ready. Let's take a look. I think it's almost ready. Let's just give it 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Just so that like it's all cooked. Alright guys, I think it's ready. I really think it's ready. Okay, it's time to try this. We're gonna turn it on. Perfect, and it has like juice in the middle. Look at that. Okay, let's use the knife. Yep, it's all cooked. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's gonna taste so good. Yeah, check one right here. Tastes just like the restaurant. It's actually very successful. Actually very successful. Oh my gosh. It's okay, you don't need a bamboo steamer. If you have it, it would be great. If you don't, it's still successful. Yum. Okay, taste test time. We have 2 taste testers for the day. Cheers. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How's the taste?
Really good.
Delicious.
The texture is good, right? It's kind of like a meatball with a little wrapper with shrimp.
Mm-hmm. I thought they would be stickier. They're not. They're good.
Yay! Eating dim sum for the first time. I would say these are restaurant quality, so you're not missing out.
They're so good. I'm gonna get another one.
Take one for others. Yes, you do use very little water to stew them. Super good. Restaurant quality. Yum, as a pork. You can use chicken if you want to, but pork is good. Ooh.